After you've found your ancestors in birth, marriage, death, and census records, now it's time to go do the hard records. But you know what's really great? Is we live in a time when finding wills and probates just got a little bit easier. Howdy, I'm Devin Noel Lee, and for many years I thought wills and probates were understandable but very difficult to access, but not so anymore. Two reasons why. Ancestry.com and Family Search are bringing these images to you online, and Ancestry is starting to index these records so that you can find your family very quickly. I want to show you the fast way to find a name in Ancestry collection and then show you the browsing option over on Family Search. For many of us, we rely upon Ancestry.com to give us hints, or when we fill out a form to give us a list of matches for us to investigate. But if you really want to explore your ancestors, you need to become very familiar with the card catalog. Let's go over to Search, Card Catalog, and let me show you where you can find the wills and probate collections on Ancestry.com. Right here, you can click on wills and probates and so forth. And I'm going to do a find. Notice I did Control F and I brought up my little find box in my browser, and I'm going to type New Jersey. New Jersey. So I can now click on the state, New Jersey. Now, here I can find a lot of wills and wills inventories and so on and so forth, and I can click one and get to that collection. Now I'm going to tell you another hack. Sometimes I know I want to get to the New Jersey will and probate, records, and I will just type that into my Google search. It helps me dive deeper into Ancestry, knowing that I know that that collection is there, and I click on this little link over in Google and I can go to where I want to in Ancestry. So once you know that a collection probably exists on Ancestry, you could do a Google search. Or maybe you could just start out with a Google search. But in any case, here I am in the New Jersey wills and probate records because the card catalog didn't bring me to this hint. Instead, it brought me to specific collections, which is great, but that's not exactly what I want. So I'm going to type in Effingham Townley. And the results I get are not very many, which is really nice, but I know that my potential Effingham Townley ancestor was from Essex County, New Jersey, and I have a match. Now, the question is it my Effingham Townley? So I'm going to click on View Record. Thanks to indexing, Ancestry.com takes me right to the will page for Effingham Townley, and I can sit here and read this chicken scratch and recognize that there are a lot of names in this will. I discovered that Effingham has 5 children, and one of them is potentially John Townley, the man who is my brick wall. I have John Townley going to Essex County, New Jersey as his place of origin, but I don't really have him connected to his father, but there's a rumor. And this will doesn't confirm that the connection that my John is him, but the possibility that he is the father of my John. So wills are really great. Go ahead and check them out. Spend a little time reading that chicken scratch, and next time you try to write a letter, maybe you'll want to write it in a little better handwriting. But let's go over to Family Search and look and see if we can find wills and probate records. So now I'm at Family Search and I want to go see if I can find the probate information that goes with the wills. So don't just stop at wills. Go and look at probates, because probates can give you a lot of additional information and maybe have the clue as to the whereabouts of John at the time of his father's death. So let's click on the search records page on Family Search. We're going to click on the country map, going to scroll down to New Jersey and click there. And I know that Effingham Townley died in 1823, so that's our target place, 1823, Essex County, New Jersey. On this form, you'll be able to access the index records specific to New Jersey, but what I discovered is the probates were a little bit further down the page in the browse-only images that are digitized. So I'm going to come down here to New Jersey probate records and click on that. So now that I'm in the New Jersey Browse Only collection, I'm going to click on Browse through the 2 million images and click on Essex. Now, the keyword that you're looking for in all of this madness is the word index. And every county and every state does it different. So that you just have to play around and look through what there's available. Because hunting through these court cases, they're not always alphabetical, they're not always by year. Yeah, you have to take a deep breath. So I'm looking for something that says index of something. It would be helpful if it said estate index. Wouldn't that be lovely? But no. Over here, they have surrogate doc index for the whole collection, and then it's alphabetized by last name. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and check on this because I'm looking for Townley, Effingham Townley. Now, once the document opens up, I quickly search to browse multiple images because I find that helps me jump through the record collection fairly quickly. Townley is going to probably be toward the middle to the end of this index file, if you will. So let's just pick something farther down the road and see how close we are. So we are in the last name Shanfield. I have a long way to go to get to Townley because Townley is probably toward the end. So I jumped ahead to image 820, and now I'm going to do some skip counting to try to narrow down where the townsends are going to be. So I'm going to jump 875 in the image jump section there. TOUR, that was a good jump, wasn't it? Let's skip forward. All right, so by going forward a few pages, I'm now in the beginning of the Townleys, and I see an Effingham Townley 1818, and his file docket number is 1479. So that's going to be helpful when I go back to that estate collection. I'm going to look for the number 1479. Let's see if there's any other Effinghams. There's a Major Townley. If you watched my city directory video on John's List, Major Townley was in that collection. So, and he was also from New Jersey. So that would be a file to go ahead and check out in the future. But here's another Effingham Townley 1829 3544. So get a notepad or use Evernote or just some Google Drive or something to write down those numbers, 1479 and 3488, right? 3544. So now to get to these actual images, we need to go back to Essex. And we look at the estates. Again, that's that big, huge gap, but notice these numbers, 9065. I don't need 9065. The first number I had was 1479, so I'm going to look for 1479. It will probably be in this collection here towards the middle to the end, so let's find out where the how many images are in the collection and then jump to the middle. So there's 869 images in the collection. Let's jump to 500. Now, when you jump to a number, it's going to be hard to find that packet number. So that's just when I like to jump out to that browse multiple images again. And what I'm looking for is a little skinny document like this one right here, because that's going to be the packet number. So this one says 1455. 1455 is very helpful because I want to go to 1479 and I'm not that far off. So I'm going to go back to browse multiple images and look for those skinny documents again. And sometimes you can do the math and sometimes you just have to zoom in. 1463, that's pretty close. So I'm going to go back out. All right, so I jumped down to 1482. So I need to go back a few to get to 1479. So I'm going to use the single image back button. 1481, it's missing. Uh-oh. 1480. I need 1479. This is the worst thing ever. 1479, it's missing. Great. So I went to the probate file hoping to find some great information and it doesn't exist. What are the possibilities? Well, it could be that it doesn't exist. It could have been misplaced. And some researchers have said that it wasn't filed at the time that the film crew came through. And so it would pay to go and contact Essex County, New Jersey, and ask for the estate packet for the file 1479 and see if they have refiled it and found it, or maybe they know where it got, maybe it got combined with another record collection. So let's go see if we can find 3544 and if we have better luck. Here I am very close to 3544. So I zoom in and I'm at 3548. Click on this one, 3542. Not again. The record is not there. So again, what do I need to do? I probably need to go and contact the county courthouse for Essex County with the file record 3544 and say, could you please film a copy of that and send it to me, or tell me what happened to it. But for those of you who are successful, what can you find? I mean, it really stinks. You go through all that process and you don't find anything. But it happened. And it's always worth checking. And now you know what to do if perhaps it exists, but it wasn't recorded online. So don't assume that if it's not online and it's supposed to be, that it doesn't exist. It's always pays to check things out. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you what would you find in packet 3542 or something to the similar. So in it, you'll have a lot of different files that will kind of explain what docket does it go to. But then in these different records, you'll see more of the allocations of the different things that was in the probate and where it went. So some packets are really small, like 3542, but over here in 3548, there's a lot more detail. And some of these entries are 5, 10, 20 pages long. So it pays to go through and investigate. See, that was 3548, and all of these images apply to 3548 and how the estate was distributed to your relatives. Notice here is an entry, an itemized entry where everything went. So the probate file has a lot of details, if you can find it. So there you have it. You can go to Ancestry.com and check out wills and probates using a searchable index. They also have browse-only images. You have to dig for those a little bit more. Over at Family Search, you do have the browse-only images of various estates. I showed you how you can manage your way around the collection and the blessings and curse of genealogy. Sometimes there is an index, there's a file that should be there, and it's not in the digital online collection. So we now know what to do. Go and contact the office and see if the file actually exists and it just wasn't recorded at that time. And if it wasn't, then we can just all get a tissue box and start crying. I'm Devin Noel Lee, and I hope you have a little more success than I do when I'm tracking down my ancestors in wills and probates. But hopefully this video helped you navigate around those complicated files just a little bit more.